Back here at the Sandcastle, I'm Jason Joseph, and the Bucks, well, they took game one of this doubleheader against the Mechanics, and well, hopefully they're trying to go for a sweep in today's game. In today's day-night doubleheader, that is. So the lineups have just been released, and for the Bucks, it'll be Baldino who comes up first. Sari will be batting third, and Furman will be batting second. First pitch he sees will be taken on the outside corner for strike one. So Baldino in the first game had the walk-off sacrifice fly in the bottom of the sixth. And the next pitch will be swung on and missed. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss for another strikeout. So a strikeout to start things off here in the top of the first inning. And now Galita will be coming up to bat. And he pops that one up, and it just goes into the stands. No balls, one strike. And the next pitch is just a little bit up high. On the outside corner for strike two. So Tony Petronoglu will be out there on the mound for the Bucks. And the 1-2 pitch is just a little bit outside. So he was not able to get that one over the plate. It just missed, and not by much. Galatila pops that one up, and it goes right out of play, just in front of the broadcaster's booth. The 2-2 pitch, downstairs and outside for ball three. Cody Grande on deck. And the next pitch is taken downstairs, and that'll be ball four. So one out and one on here in the top of the first inning in this second game of this doubleheader. Grande will step into the batter's box, batting on the left side. And the first pitch, he sees it, slices it over towards the third base side, but not being able to make the play over there. And it's a foul ball. So Suarez still over at third for the Bucks. The 0-1 pitch on the outside corner for strike two. Tony doing a good job at commanding the strike zone so far in this game. And a timeout will be called by Grande. Kelly on deck. Cody has been one of those guys that's been really stepping up to the plate for the Mechanics this season. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner on at first. And the 0-2 pitch. Be sliced foul down the third base line and go way out of play. So the Bucks, they put up a lot of runs in that first game. And there's a shot out to center field. And it'll easily be caught over in center field for out number 2. So here comes Kelly, the designated hitter, in today's match of the second game. The first pitch he sees, he takes a whack at it, but misses it. It's 0-1. Joe Kelly had an opportunity to come through with the bases loaded in the last game, his second at bat, and he fouls that one off. And he wasn't able to do so. 0-2 count, 2 outs, 1 runner on over at first base here in the top of the first. Scalia was able to get on. And the next pitch, up high. The throw by the catcher, though, over to second base is just in time. A bang-bang play by Marantino behind the dish to get the final out of the inning. Oh, man, that was absolutely incredible. And we'll be back as we go to the bottom of the first here in Atlantic City. What a beautiful day here in Atlantic City, right by the Pally sign. I'm Jason Joseph, and calling here on BFA Productions for Atlantic Cape Bucks baseball as they won the first game and were able to win by a score of 15-5. And the lineup will pretty much, well, the first 5 hitters for the Bucks as they're coming up here in this inning will be the same, but Vega will be batting 6th. Suarez now bats 7th. Tinoco bats 8th, and Petrangelo bats 9th. And the first pitch to Baldino will be sliced down the left field line, and he gets himself a leadoff single. So he started off game 1 with a leadoff double, and he gets aboard with a single to start things off. A good piece of hitting by Baldino. She was able to make a really good play out of it. And, the ball actually got a little bit towards the inside of the plate, and he did a good job of putting the barrel on it. That'll bring up the second hitter in today's game, Foreman. Foreman takes the first pitch down low and outside for ball 1. Foreman certainly got on base 3 times in the first game. Got himself a sacrifice fly in his final at-bat. Baldino takes a lead off at first base. He's going to run here, and he goes, and there will be no throw drawn. So Baldino steals second completely without a throw, and there's a runner in scoring position for the Bucks. Baldino was certainly able to get a good jump, and he took it. He took the base on a really good opportunity. Vincent Garrientes is out there on the mound, and the next pitch is inside. Garrientes got that RBI single back in the first game when it was 10-0 Bucks. That made it a 10-1 lead. Next pitch is going to get away, and well, the runner's going to go over to third now. The runner's going to come home. The throw over to home plate is going to be in plenty of time. And the throw back to second, though, to try to get the runner over there is not in time. So Baldino is caught as a dead fish at home plate. And a walk out of all that was issued, but Baldino did end up trying to come home and score. You kind of wonder what would have happened if he would have held up at third. So here comes Sori, who hit a 2-run home run in the first game. There's a runner now at second. He's going to go over to third, and again, no throw drawn as Foreman gets in there safely. So Foreman comes on with a walk. Baldino started the game off with a single, but then was out at home plate on the wild pitch that he advanced to third, but then just could not get home. Sorry with a 1-0 count here. Takes it outside for 2-0. Sorry, who leads the team in hits, has also played really solid defense this season. Garrientes looks back over at third to keep Foreman in check. And the 2-0 pitch. Inside and low for ball 3. Sorry, certainly has great plate discipline. 3 balls, no strikes. Runner over at third. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Still scoreless. And the 3-0 pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. So it's 3-1. Sorry was taken all the way. Garrientes looks back at third. And the 3-1 pitch. Outside and low for ball 4. And Sardi gets on with a walk. And that'll put runners at the corners. Sorry, doing a good job at just looking at those pitches, not trying to be aggressive. And was able to do a good job. So now Selinsky will come up to bat in the cleanup spot. Selinsky, who was behind the plate in the first game, still was behind the plate here in the second. And the next pitch he sees is up high for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Selinsky. Was a really good batting average on the season. And the runner will go. The throw is over the plate, so it's a strike. But the ball gets into center field, and that'll score another run. So Foreman comes in to score as he rounds third base, and Sari goes over to third. So Selinsky still at the plate. He's been very aggressive and has had himself a really great game so far. So it's 1-0. And the next pitch will be right at the knees. Just a little bit low, though. I say it was just below the knees for ball 3. Solinsky with the 3-0 pitch. He whacks that one up the middle, and there's another run that comes in to score. So Sorty will score, and Solinsky comes up with an RBI single. Surprised that he decided to hit that one because, you know, it was right over the middle, but we were thinking that because of how patient everybody has been, that he was just going to try to get on with a walk, but that'll certainly help. So it's now 2-0 Bucks here in the bottom of the first. Warner comes up, and the throw back over to first is not in time. So Warner still playing over in right field. And Garrientes still out there on the mound. He's got himself into a little bit of trouble. 1 out and a runner on over at first. 2-0 ball game for the Bucks, and a swing and a miss by Warner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Solinsky takes a lead off at first. He did steal a base in the first game, but he also got caught. And the next pitch will be jammed, and it will be a 3-6 put out over at second base, as Solinsky will be out at second. So Warner gets on with the fielder's choice, and he will stay over at first. So now Vega will be coming up to bat. Two nothing Bucks on a little bit of a windy day here in Atlantic City. The first pitch that he sees is a little bit up high for ball 1. So not Matt Vega, who started the game in game 1. This is Javi Vega. The 1-0 pitch. Inside and low for ball 2. Seems like Garrientes has definitely had a little bit of a hard time finding the strike zone here. Next pitch is on the outside corner, right at the knees for a strike. An off-speed pitch. Looked like it was a slider. Definitely had some good velocity. Throw back over to first is not in time. That was just to keep Warner in check. Two runs have been scored here in the bottom of the first. Vega ahead in the count 2-1. The pitch is high. The throw over to second base is going to be really high as well. And holding the brakes will be Warner, but he does get the steal. It's now a 3-1 count. 2 stolen bases in the inning. And the Bucks are certainly dancing along the base paths. Vega up in the count 3-1 against Garrientes, who looks back at second and fires over to home plate. It'll be lined over to first, and that'll do it here in the bottom of the first inning. But 2 runs have been scored, 1 runner left, and we go to the top of the second inning. Bucks up 2-0 here in game 2 of this doubleheader. So the Bucks up 2-0 as we go to the top of the second, and Kelly will be starting things off. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 coming up as Grande was picked off to end the first inning. So Kelly steps into the batter's box, and the first pitch he sees is up high for ball 1. Petrangelo did a good job in that first inning. And he taps the next pitch. Kelly taps the next pitch, and it's going to be foul. So it's 1-1. Joe Kelly still playing over at first here in Game 2 of this doubleheader. He went 1 for 3 in the first game. And he pops that one up towards the first base side, towards foul territory. And what a catch that was by Petrangelo. I mean, just the anticipation and obviously the bat coming towards his way. That could have been batter's interference. But he was still able to make the catch. Not such an easy play. And Kelly pops out for the first out in this second inning. So Josh Illing comes up, or excuse me, Dylan Marantino, I should say, comes up. Illing is on deck. And Marantino takes the first pitch up high. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 1. Next pitch is just on the plate, so there's another strikeout by Petrangelo. So Marantino goes down. And now Illing will come up. So 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the second. Illing was trying to swing for the fences on that one, and he swings and misses. Illing had a 2-run home run in the first game. The next pitch he takes downstairs and outside for ball 1. Lewis up in the on-deck circle. He's playing over at third base in this game. And the next pitch he swings and misses at, Illing that is, for a high strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Petrangelo winds up and delivers the next pitch. It's going to be popped up towards the home plate side. Catcher gets under it and makes the catch for the third and final out of the inning. So 1, 2, 3 go the Mechanics, and the Bucks are coming back up as they lead 2-0. As we'll be back in just a few moments for the bottom of the second. So it'll be 7, 8, and 9 coming up for the Bucks as you're listening to Bucks Baseball here at the Sandcastle on BFA Productions. I'm Jason Joseph. The Bucks currently are up 2-0 here in Game 2 of this doubleheader against the Mechanics. And Davey Suarez will be coming up. Tinoco still in the on-deck circle. Suarez steps in, and the first pitch he sees is downstairs and outside for ball 1. Suarez has done a pretty good job today at staying ahead in counts. And the next pitch he sees is up high and inside for ball 2. Suarez had an RBI single in the bottom of the 4th inning of the first game that the Bucks won by a score of 15-5. Timeout was called, and Suarez, who stepped out of the batter's box, he's in front of the count 2-0. Suarez in front of the count 2-0, and the 2-0 pitch will be fouled off towards the first base side, and it just goes out of reach. So it's a 2-1 count when trying to carry that out of the reach. And the next pitch delivered is downstairs and low as Garrientes could not locate the off-speed pitch where he wanted it to go. The 3-1 pitch outside for ball 4. And Suarez gets on with a 1-out walk. So that'll bring up Tinoco, who came on in relief in the first game of this doubleheader. Eduardo Tinoco, who only gave up a couple of runs in just 1 2/3 of an inning of work. First pitch is outside and low, and off to the races. Running over to second base is jammed in time as Suarez gets out. What a bang-bang play behind the plate for the first out by Marantino. It's the 3rd time today that a Bucks player has gotten caught stealing on the base paths, but they have had success. Next pitch is outside for ball 1. So Suarez, who got on with a 1-out walk, just got gunned out at second base by a great throw by Marantino. Next pitch is down low, and it's now a 3-0 count. Next pitch is inside for ball 4, so back-to-back walks issued by Garrientes, the captain for the Mechanics. So there's 2 outs now with a runner on at first. Now the 9-hole hitter will be coming up. That is going to be Garrientes, or Williams. Williams takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch down low for ball 2. Two balls, no strikes. And the throw back over to first is not in time. So my mistake, 1 runner on and 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. The next pitch is inside for ball 3. Had my score sheet wrong. Next pitch is up high for ball 4, and that'll be a walk. And that'll put runners at first and second. So it wouldn't have counted anyways, the stolen base attempt. So now that'll flip the lineup card, and Baldino will be batting once again. So getting on base that time was Petrangelo. Tony Petrangelo, or Joe. No, it is Tony Petrangelo, that is. The next pitch is on the inside corner for strike 1 to Baldino. Baldino led the game off with a single. And now he has runners at first and second. Bucks lead 2-0. And the next pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2. The 0-2 pitch downstairs and in the dirt for ball 1. Baldino has certainly made a lot of contact with the baseball today, and he's been putting the ball in really good positions, utilizing all sides of the field and showing a lot of discipline as well. Next pitch is outside, way outside for ball 2. Also made a really nice defensive play in the first game where he bobbled the baseball, but then he got back up and just threw a dart over at first to get the final out of the third. The 2-2 pitch, tapped foul. Sun is still shining here as it is 5:46 p.m. Eastern Time here at the Sandcastle. Garrientes gets set, winds up, and delivers the next pitch. It'll be tapped over to shortstop, and this could do it. 6-4, put out, and Baldino's speed is able to keep the inning alive as there's runners at first and third. Man, Baldino was certainly hustling out of the box. Thought maybe it was going to be a 6-4-3 double play, but Baldino, with the great hustle, has an opportunity to help his team extend the lead here. So Baldino gets on with the fielder's choice. The first pitch in this at-bat is downstairs for ball 1. So Foreman comes up in his second at-bat in this game. Runners at the corners. 2 outs. Bucks lead 2-0. And next pitch is a check swing, but it's a strike anyways, according to the home plate umpire. Foreman had a couple of stolen bases in the first game. He was able to get one here to start things off in the bottom of the first. And he takes the next pitch outside for ball 2. Bucks doing a good job of making Garrientes work here for every out. The 2-1 pitch. Outside and low, it gets past the catcher, and the runner, Baldino, will go over to second base. So the first wild pitch in this game, and that'll put 2 runners in scoring position. So the Bucks could double their lead with 1 swing of the bat. Ariantis gets set, winds up, and delivers the 3-1 pitch, which is on the outside corner for strike 2. Just came back over the plate. And it's now a full count. Sorry is on deck, and in the hole is Selinsky. Ariantis with the payoff pitch. Outside and low for ball 4. Great at bat by Foreman to not bite after that pitch and not go chasing, and that'll make the bases loaded. And again, it also goes back to the hustle by Baldino, because he grounded into a 6-4 fielder's choice, and if he wasn't hustling, that could have ended the inning. So now Sorry comes up to the plate. Had a big 2-run home run in the first game and has an opportunity to open up the gates here. Fouls off the first pitch towards the first base side. It goes out of play. Sorry walked in his first plate appearance. Back in the top of the first. Time is called. Suarez over at third. And the next pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Good pitch on the inside part of the plate by Ariantis, who's ahead in the count 0-2 with 2 outs, bases loaded, Bucks up 2-0. And the 0-2 pitch, outside and low for ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes. And the 1-2 pitch will be tapped right over the middle, and it'll get into center field for a base hit. A 2-run single delivered by Sorry, and that doubles the lead 4-0. So Sorry has been coming up large today. That is his 6th RBI on the day. He was behind in the count as well, and you know, when you're able to just put it in play and you're not necessarily hitting the ball or looking to crush the ball, you just put it in a good spot and make something happen. So a 2-run single by Sorry, and now Selinsky steps up to the plate, and he lines that one out to right center field, and it'll be caught for out number 3. A nice running play over in center by Illing, and that'll do it. But 2 runs come in to score for the Bucks as they extend their lead 4-0, and we go to the top of the 3rd. Tony Petrangelo going back out there on the mound for the Atlantic Cape Bucks as they are currently up 4-0 as we go to the top of the third here on BFA Sports. I'm Jason Joseph, and the Bucks have a 4-0 lead as Evan Lewis will be leading things off for the Mechanics. Lewis did not start in the first game, and he takes the first pitch on the outside corner for strike one. Definitely a lot of great movement on that pitch to start things off in the third inning. A grounder over to first base, and that'll be out number one as Lewis rounds out to first to start things off in the top of the third inning. So that'll bring up Eric Bolter. Bolter, who also did not play in the first game. He'll be stepping into the batter's box and takes the first pitch just a little bit outside. It looked like the first pitch that was delivered at the top of this third inning. Looked exactly like that pitch, but that time it just tailed a little bit more outside. Next pitch is swung on and missed. An off-speed pitch that got Bolter fooled. A slider. Next pitch is going to be grounded over towards the left side of second base. Diving stop, and it'll go right into the outfield. It would have been a really tough play regardless because Bolter was going really fast down that line. And that'll put a runner over at first base with a one-out single. Yeah, Baldino did everything that he could to try to keep the ball in front of him. He dove over towards his left side, but it would have been a tough play anyways. So now Andrew Williams, the 9-hitter, be coming up, and he grounds that one past third base and into left field for a single. So back-to-back singles by Bolter and Williams. And the top of the order will be coming back up, still with one out here in the top of the third inning as we're approaching the 6 o'clock hour. So the first pitch in this at-bat is on the outside corner for strike one as Pat Jones comes in to pinch hit. Jones will pop that one up towards the home plate side. And another nice catch by Solinsky for the second out. So Pat Jones comes in to pinch hit for Mancini. And now there's two outs here in the top of the third with runners still at first and second. The first pitch is just a little bit low. Time is now called. Gualtieri comes up to the plate. Stephen Gualtieri. Next pitch is just a little bit outside. Two balls, no strikes as the sun starting to go down just a little bit. Next pitch is way up high for ball three. There's still two outs. The 3-0 delivery. On the inside corner for strike one. And Galita was looking to try to get on with a walk, but he did not get the call. The 3-1 pitch is grounded over to third base. It's bobbled, and there's nothing that the Bucks could do about that, as trying to eat that one up over at third was Suarez, and all he had to do was just, come up with the ground ball and just tag the bag, and that would have done it here in the third inning. But we play on, and the bases are now loaded. Dumping up Grande, who sends that one out to right center field. It's going to split the gap, and at least a couple runs are going to come in. 2 runs come in to score, going over to third, and standing in safely over there on the 2-run double is going to be Galita, and Grande comes up with a big 2-run double, and it's now a 4-2 game. Grande had himself a good game in the first one of the doubleheader, and he comes up large with a 2-run double. That'll bring up Joe Kelly, the cleanup hitter, and he will round that one over to second base. This should do it. It's bobbled, but the throw over to first is in plenty of time for out number 3. 2 runs, 2 men left, and we go to the bottom of the third inning as the Bucs are up 4-2 here on BFA Sports. Back here at Surf Stadium, I'm Jason Joseph. The Bucs are currently up 4-2 in Game 2 of this doubleheader against the Mechanics. But 2 runs came back in that top of the third inning on a big 2-run double by Grande. So the Bucs will try to get a couple more runs as we go into this bottom of the third inning here. Again, my name is Jason Joseph. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As the Bucs will try to get some more runs here. The first pitch will be fouled off. It's an 0-1 count to start things off. So Tinoco will be leading things off here in the bottom of the third. No balls, 1 strike. He's behind in the count. The 0-1 pitch is outside and low for ball 1. Vincent Garriente still out there on the mound. And the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on an inside fastball. It's now 1-2. So now the sun is shining towards the outfield area. And the 1-2 pitch is outside, and it hits the dirt and kicks right past the catcher for ball 2. Garientis with the windup and the pitch. The 2-2 pitch is lifted out deep to left field. Forget about that one. It is long gone. A big solo home run, and that now extends the lead 5-2 on a huge shot by Tinoco. Man, that was a rocket that was launched way out of here. And that extends the lead 5-2. I mean, as soon as the pitch was thrown, it was right over the heart of the plate, and he did not miss a beat on that pitch. That's the third home run on the day. I mean, that was crushed. That could have been the hardest hit ball today. So now Vega comes up to the plate. And we have a, I guess, a new substitution coming in. Coach is talking things over with the ump over here. It's a 5-2 lead, as the Bucks have extended their lead here in the bottom of the third. So the damage, I mean, has certainly been done, and the offense has been absolutely incredible in this game so far. It's picked up right where it left off back in the first, as they were able to score 15 runs. Sori had a big 2-run single back in the second inning. And I believe that we have a switch. Get you a couple names on that in just a few moments, but everybody goes back to their spots. First pitch in this at-bat is outside and low for ball 1. It's a 5-2 game here at the Sandcastle. I'm Jason Joseph. You're tuning in to BFA Sports. And the 1-0 pitch is over the heart of the plate for strike 1. So Vega is tied up in the count at 1-1. And Vega will foul the next pitch off towards the third base side. Vega 0 for 1 today in this second game. Was not available in the first one. The next pitch is way inside. Thought maybe it caught maybe a slight part of the jersey, but the umpire says no. It's a 2-2 count. Vega playing over in left field in the second game. 2-2 pitch. Tries to lay it off, but it's called strike 3 on the outside corner as Vega gets rung up for out number 1. A backwards K delivered by Vincent Garientis, and that pitch had a whole lot of movement to it. And Vega got caught looking, so Suarez now steps into the batter's box. And Suarez looks at the first pitch downstairs and outside for ball 1. So it's a 1-0 count. Suarez got on with a walk, and he pops that one up towards center field. It's carrying, and it's still carrying, but getting underneath it to make the catch for the second out that time is Illing. So that'll be the second out of the inning. So now Tinoco will be coming up to the plate. Still nobody on. 1 run did come in to score on the home run by Warner. And the first pitch in this at-bat's going to be grounded past the third baseman, and it will go all the way into left field. Tinoco rounding first, going into second base. He'll get in there with ease with a stand-up double. A big two-out double by Tinoco. He just lined that one right past third base. Absolutely scolded that one. So Petrangelo will come up to bat here. Joe Petrangelo, 0 for 1 on the day. Over at second is Tinoco. There's going to be a grounder over to third, but it's marked foul. So it goes to the left side of the third base side. And it's a 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, grounded over to third again. That time it was a little bit more inside. And he stayed with it. Joe Petrangelo as the DH today in the second game. Takes the next pitch outside. It's going to get past the catcher. And, well, the runner will go all the way to third. Thought maybe about going home. But Tinoco holds his horses. And he'll stay put at third. 5-2 here in the bottom of the third. An insurance run over at third base. That would be the 6th run if Tinoco does come home. Arientis winds up and delivers the next pitch. It's going to be popped up towards first base. And that'll do it here in the bottom of the third, but the damage is done as another solo home run by Warner extends this lead 5-2. And we go to the bottom of the fourth. Well, the Bucks are now up 5-2 here at the Sandcastle at the Surf Stadium here in Atlantic City. I'm Jason Joseph, and you're tuning in to BFA Sports. As we go into the top of the fourth, the first pitch is outside and low for ball one. There's a shot that's going to be hit right in front of the booth, and it goes out of play. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Leading things off here is Marantino. 5, 6, and 7 due up. Marantino lifts that one out to center field, and it's going to be caught right on the line for out number 1. So Illing will now come up for his second at-bat in this game. He's 0 for 1 in Game 2 of this doubleheader. He did homer back in the first one, and he will ground that one over to shortstop. Tough play, but the throw over to first is just in time. Oh my goodness, what a bang-bang play over at shortstop by Foreman over there. My gosh, man, that was a beautiful bang-bang play. Just able to scoop it out and throw it over just in the nick of time. The first pitch is up high and just a little bit inside for ball 1. 1-0 pitch is fouled back towards the net. Still 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Next pitch is on the outside corner for strike 2 to Lewis. So Lewis grounded out in his first at-bat. And the next pitch, a little bit up high, but outside. The 1-2 delivery will be hit over to second base. Bobbled by Baldino, but the throw over to first is in time for out number 3. So 1, 2, 3 go the Mechanics as the Bucks go into the bottom of the 4th inning. Great defense, too, by the middle infielders. We'll be back in just a few moments. Carrientos still back out there on the mound as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning here at the Sandcastle in Atlantic City, New Jersey. I'm Jason Joseph. Sorry comes up to the plate to lead things off. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 for the Bucks here in the bottom of the 4th. So they won Game 1 of this doubleheader versus the Mechanics by a score of 15-5 in 6 innings. And there's a line drive over the middle. It's going to end up hitting Garrientis. It ricochets off of him, and no play will be made over at third base by Lewis. There's not a whole lot he could do, but Sori certainly drilled that one. He's been absolutely hitting the ball sharply, and not just towards the outfield, but he's been hitting it on the ground and putting the ball up in the air as well. So he leads things off with a single here in the bottom of the 4th, and now Selinsky will come up into the batter's box. So a leadoff single, and Selinsky will lift that one out to left center field, or right center field that is, and that's another base hit. So Sori does round the corner, but holds up at second base, and back-to-back singles on 2 pitches. Now Warner, who homered in his last at-bat, will be coming up. Next pitch is going to be line foul. So Baldino got the leadoff single, and then Foreman just followed up, and now Sorry is coming up. Sorry takes the next pitch up high for ball 2, or for ball 1. So it's a 1-1 count. Not a whole lot of sunshine now. So the next pitch is up high for ball 2. It's currently 6:20 p.m. Eastern Time. Sorry had the 2-run single back in the second inning. Carrientis looks back over to home plate and fires the next pitch. On the outside corner for strike 2, right at the knees for a strike. So Baldino led the inning off with a single. Foreman then got on with a single himself. And there's still nobody out. A 1-2 count to Sorry. And the next pitch will be sliced over to the right field side. This is going to be a tough play. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Baldino's going to come in to score, or try to score, that is, and the throw over to home plate is bobbled. And he just gets in, and man, if that wasn't bobbled, he would have been out at the plate. But going into second base is Sorry with an RBI double, and Foreman is over at third now. Man, that was a close play. A great throw out in right field that was delivered by Bolter. And Marantino just couldn't hang on. So Zielinski will now come up. 2 runners in scoring position. 6-2 lead. That's going to be hit out to left field for another base hit. So Foreman comes in to score. Here comes Sorry, and the throw is way offline. A 2-run double delivered by Zielinski, and that extends the lead 8-2 in the bottom of the 4th. How about that? Still nobody out. And Garrientis has gotten himself into plenty of trouble here. So Warner now comes into the batter's box, and he will be stepping up to the plate here. Warner takes the first pitch up high and inside for ball 1. He homered in his last at-bat in the 3rd inning. Zielinski over at second. And the next pitch is going to be drilled over to third base. It's going to go right into left field for a base hit. And rounding third is Zielinski. He's coming home. The throw is offline, and another RBI double by Warner. Four runs have been scored on 5 hits here in this bottom of the 4th inning as the Bucs have exploded. They scored 7 runs in the 3rd inning of the first game, and all of a sudden they've put up 4 in this bottom of the 4th. Here comes Vega. Let's see if he could try to jump into this party. Garrientis has surrendered 9 runs so far in 3 innings of work. And the first pitch in this at-bat is up high and inside for ball 1. Vega 0 for 2 on the day. The 1-0 pitch. Warner over at second. Tries to dance, and a foul ball be hit by Vega. Suarez is on deck, and Tinoco is in the hole. Garrientis winds up and delivers the 1-1 pitch. Outside and low for ball 2. So a single by Baldino, another single by Foreman, an RBI single by Sorry, Zielinski with a 2-run single, and Warner with an RBI double. And a hit by pitch delivered to Vega. And that is how we start things off here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So Suarez now steps into the batter's box, but time will be called, and we may or may not have a pitch and change here. It's been an inning where the Bucs have absolutely exploded, and they've just been putting on a whole lot of offense here. Singles and doubles. That was the first hit by pitch of the inning. So that's going to do it for Garrientis as his day is done. Bucs up 9-2 here in the bottom of the 4th, still nobody out. And we'll be back in just a few moments on BFA Sports. Four runs on 5 hits, and there's still nobody out as the 7th man to come up to the plate for the Bucs in this inning will be Suarez, as runners are at first and second. Garrientis' day is done, and the first pitch that's delivered is just a little bit outside for ball 1. As coming in to pitch now in relief is Andrew Williams. Williams behind in the count 1-0. And it's just on the outside corner as Suarez wanted to hold up his swing. He didn't really have too much of a check swing, but thought it was just a little bit outside. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1 pitch is going to be outside and low. The throw over to third base to try to get the runner is not in time. So a double steal that gets performed by Warner and Vega as they're now in scoring position. Suarez has an opportunity to add on to this lead. And he takes the next pitch on the outside corner right at the knees for a strike. Suarez walked in his first plate appearance and then flew out to center field. So he's 0-for-1 on the day, in this game, I should say. And the next pitch, he drills it out to right field, but it's going to hook foul. So it's a 1-2 count. Andrew Williams on the mound. In his 7 2/3 inning of work, he has allowed 14 earned runs, but he has 9 strikeouts. And the next pitch, just a little bit outside. Seems to be the sweet spot for Williams, especially in this at-bat, going on the outside part of the plate to right-handed hitters. So it's a full count. Still nobody out. 2 runners on in scoring position. And the payoff pitch. Outside for ball 4, and that'll load the bases once again for the Bucks. So Suarez gets aboard, and now Tinoco will have his turn. Joe Petrangelo is on deck. And Williams gets set, lines up, and delivers the first pitch in this at-bat. It's going to be poked over to shortstop and lined over right to him, and there's the first out of the inning. So that was hit pretty hard, and Jones did a good job, Jones did a good job at just trying to make a good play out of it, and it was hit right to him. So Petrangelo will come up. And after that, we flip the lineup card again. Base is still loaded. That's going to be a foul ball down the third base line. Petrangelo hasn't gotten a hit so far in this game. He is the 9th man to come up to the plate in this inning. The next pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. Williams, this is his 4th appearance. He's 0-1 on the season. He has started 1 game for the Mechanics. And the next pitch is going to be fouled, and it just goes into the dugout. Thought maybe we were going to get a play over at first. But it just hooks foul. Wind is starting to pick up a little bit more. It's getting to be a little bit more chilly. Williams gets set, winds up, and delivers the 1-2 pitch. Outside in the dirt, it's going to get past the catcher, and another run's going to come in to score, and everybody's going to move up another base. And the Bucks now lead at 10-2. On another wild pitch. The base running has certainly helped the Bucks in this game. They've been able to get on, hit the ball very sharply, and just do the fundamentals correctly. The 2-2 pitch by Williams to Petrangelo. It's going to be popped up over to shortstop and the third base side. Making the catch. I mean, not an easy play over at third base. For the second out is Lewis. So Baldino, who led the inning off with a single, he now comes back up, and he has an opportunity to make it a 12-2 lead, as that's going to get past home plate, and another run's going to come in to score. So are they going to call a balk? That's exactly what they're going to do. That's the second balk today, the first one in this game. So Williams gets called for the balk, and another run comes in. 11-2, another runner goes over to third. So the first pitch didn't even count prior to this one. So now it's a 1-0 count. Foreman on deck. Baldino will take the next pitch inside and a little bit high as well for ball 2. Baldino has gotten on base all 3 times in this game. And he takes the next pitch inside for ball 3. What a day he has had. He had the game-ending sac fly. And he takes the next pitch outside for ball 4. So this is his 4th time that he's been able to get on in this game alone. And Foreman now comes up as he is representing the 11th batter to come up in this inning. So Baldino has gotten on base in total today 7 times. And there's a shot out to center field. It's going to be lined and played right on the hop, and that'll be another RBI single, and that extends the lead to 10. 12-2 lead as Foreman comes in with an RBI single, and Suarez is able to score. The bats are just continuing to come to life. And now Sari, who had an RBI single in his last at-bat, comes up as the 12th hitter of the inning. Williams gets set, kicks, steals, and the first pitch is outside, and it gets right past the catcher, and another wild pitch will be delivered by Williams, and more runners are now in scoring position. Sari looking over towards the third base coach. Sari had a 2-run single back in the second, an RBI single in the fourth, and a walk in the first. The 1-0 pitch. He sends that one out to left center field. He got jammed a little bit, and coming in to make the catch out in center field for out number 3 is Josh Illing. So the damage is done, and the Bucks are up 12-2 as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Can they hang on? We'll be back in just a few moments. So Petrangelo goes back out there on the mound for the Bucks as they're up 12-2 as we go into the top of the 5th inning. And a swing and a miss will be delivered as Bolter steps into the batter's box. 8, 9, and 1 coming up for the Mechanics. And the next pitch is on the outside corner at the knees for strike 2. You certainly had some time to rest in that big 4th inning. The next pitch is just a little bit high for ball 1. Petrangelo has only given up 2 runs in 4 innings. Next pitch is going to be lifted out to center field. It carries just a little bit, but getting underneath that to make the catch for the first out will be Foreman. For out number 1. So 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Bucks lead 12-2. First pitch in this at-bat is swung on and missed to Williams. Williams came on in relief, and he surrendered 7 runs in that 7-run fourth inning. Foul ball towards the third base side, and it's now 0-2. On deck is Pat Jones. The 0-2 pitch, just a little bit inside by Petrangelo. Petrangelo gets that kick, steals, and the next pitch is going to be popped up towards foul territory, and it goes out of play. Petrangelo gets the signs and fires the next pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And that's now 2 gone here in the top of the 5th inning. So Williams goes down swinging. Bolter flew out to center field. And here's Pat Jones. Jones takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Next pitch is just on the outside corner for strike 2. Petrangelo commanding his pitches, especially here in the 5th inning. The 0-2 pitch, just a little bit down low for ball 1. The 1-2 delivery, just a little bit inside. So Jones putting up a fight here. It was an 0-2 count, and now we're even at a 2-2 count. Bucks lead by 10-2, or 12-2. And the next pitch, it's going to be lined back up the middle for a base hit. It gets right past the shortstop, and a 2-out single will be delivered by Jones. Petrangelo did a good job at locating his pitches, and then finally that one, Jones was just able to get a piece of as it was delivered over the heart of the plate. So a 2-out single here in the 5th inning. Gualtera comes up now. The first pitch he sees is a slider for a strike. Stephen Gualteri finding the count 0-1. The next pitch will be lifted out to left field, and it's going to hook foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Jones over at first. And we go at it again. The 0-2 pitch swung on and hooked foul and out of play. Time was called as now we will be resuming. Gualteri back in the batter's box. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And the Bucks end up winning this one by a final score of 12-2. So they win 15-5 in Game 1 of this doubleheader, and they come out on top again. They put up 27 runs in total on the day. They were absolutely incredible. Didn't matter if it was a long ball that was hit by Sori, or even if it was a soft touch ground ball by Palladino. They really just did a good job at attacking every single side of the diamond, and they got the job done. In the pitching did a really good job too. So they were able to come out on top and come out with a huge win. So that'll wrap things up here at the Sandcastle. I'm Jason Joseph, and signing off here from BFA Sports. The Bucks end up winning both games of this doubleheader versus the Mechanics. The first one by a score of 15-5, and the second went by a final score of 12-2. Thank you all so much for listening, and we will catch you on the next one.